And we are live.
All
There
right.
we are.
Yay.
So, live for all the Facebook folks, we have the lovely Lisa Seabury. Say hello, Lisa.
Hello.
Beautiful.
Broadcasting from the High River compound.
Yes. And it just doubled up in my I didn't want that to happen. There we go. It was double going in mine because my Facebook was up.
Oh,
That's excellent. Thank you so much for joining me, Lisa.
Thanks for having me. This is going to be a cool get to know you powwow going on here.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I like your little setup. I know that some people are using the fake backgrounds, but yours is real.
No,
and that's really pretty.
Real. This is my backyard. I got a wheel and a smoker back here. So yeah.
It's excellent. You might have to save that. People are going to try to use it for their Zoom calls.
Cool. All right. You can hear the kids jumping in the background. Yep, this is me.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So, Lisa, you are the organizer of New York City, Portland, and Chicago, and New Jersey Hot Sauce Expos, right?
Yes. My husband, Steve, and I organize Hot Sauce Expos in New York City. You're right. Portland, Oregon, Chicago, and we do a New Jersey Taco Festival as well.
That's the one. Yes.
We are actually going to venture out and do a North Carolina Hot Sauce Expo October 10th and 11th in Charlotte.
Very exciting. That's around hunting season too. Maybe I could ask Ashley to go make a trip out there.
Yeah. North Kakalaki likes its hot sauce.
Love it. Love it. And speaking of hot sauces, you guys are the founders of High River Hot Sauces.
Yes.
Beautiful. Correct. And how long has that been around?
You know, I can't take credit. Steve kind of started up that concept back in around 2013 when 2010 when Emma was born. And, you know,
it's 7 o'clock.
He loved it. And sorry, my computer's speaking to me. You know, he's been cooking for bands in the music industry on the road for many years. He came out with a super cool cookbook called Mosh Potatoes. And from there,
I like that.
High River was born. And, you know, I caught on very quickly, and, you know, we love spicy food. So it was kind of a no-brainer for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And just judging by having been at, I think, 4 now of your festivals, a lot of people like spicy foods.
A lot. We are actually going on year 8 for the New York City Hot Sauce Expo. Our first one was in 2013. And we knew we had something good on our hands. We had traveled all over the country promoting High River sauces. And we're like, wow, why doesn't anybody ever want to do a New York City Hot Sauce Expo? And, you know, it was born, and we've just gone from there.
2 days, and they come out in absolute waves for it. So it's super exciting.
Yeah, you know, people just want to party. They want to drink lots of craft beer and drink lots of great cocktails and eat up their hot sauce.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it started out being the Bloody Mary competition, but you also you've now transferred over to Booze and Infuse. And what's that been going on for 3 or 4 years now? Booze and Infuse.
Booze and Infuse has been going on for 3 years so far. We did the Bloody Mary mixdown with Stoli for 6 years, and you know, it was a great competition. I worked with Lindsay Eckelman, and she's amazing. Yes, whoever works with Lindsay, you are very lucky if you want Lindsay. But you know, we wanted to kind of expand our horizons, and I'm a big lover of infused cocktails and spicy cocktails, and my passion is to bridge the world of cocktails into the world of hot sauce. And so we wanted to have a more inclusive and broader spectrum for bartenders from all walks of life, really.
Yeah, and you get such a great crew. Even, I mean, I remember I think I judged the last Bloody Mary mixdown and at the festival. That was awesome. And then I came in, I judged the last, this would have been the 3rd, but I judged the last 2, Booze and Infuse. And people really take that hot sauce option seriously. So some of them have burnt my mouth off. And
Yeah.
my favorite part though was the garnishes for the Bloody Marys. Oh my God.
Yes. They were wild. You could put like the Grand Canyon on top of a Bloody Mary now.
Yeah. The kid that did the toast with the Brooklyn Bridge, it was the Brooklyn Bridge outline with toast. That was epic. That's one thing I'll always remember about the hot sauce.
Gardner. I think that was a Staten Island bartender, Laura, if I'm not mistaken, but that was badass. Yeah, that was really cool.
Super, super, super fun.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you have experience in the bartending industry. So, right, you started out behind the bar.
Yes. I started bartending in the, oh God, I'm going to date myself now. In the early 2000s, I spent 15 years in New York City hospitality, and it served me well. So I really, really have a soft spot for bartending, and to show people that it goes way beyond just making a well-crafted cocktail.
Absolutely. Hospitality is a very broad industry. A lot goes into it than just slinging drinks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's for me, it's all about creating an experience, and it's super important. I think for people to understand that it takes a lot of humility to serve people, and patience, and you have to be great with time management and multitask. So there's a lot of facets to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for you guys that aren't industry people listening, you guys are the worst. Okay. We see you. You don't have to wave your credit card or your cash or snap or send smoke signals. We know you're there.
Or grab my shaker and bang it across the bar.
Yeah, that's one too. I remember a guy having a muddler and doing it. The absolute worst. So all the bartenders see you, man. Just stop. Stop doing that.
Take a breath. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your experience.
And obviously, you must have just learned. Your festivals are so hospitable, and you always feel welcome.
Oh, thank you.
And if you could catch Stevie yourself, because you guys are running around like wild people, and it's super impressive to see you guys work. But I'm sure that you learned a lot of what you do there from behind the bar.
Yeah, I think that has served me well. I have learned to keep cool under pressure. I work well under pressure, and I'm able to. I think that's like that's one of the most important aspects of hospitality, is to maintain your composure and be able to put on a smile and really make people feel welcome no matter what's going on around you. And trust me, with that many people, thousands and thousands of chili heads, it is definitely insane. We are basically a two-man operation.
And we'll get into it later on with my questions, but some wild stuff goes down at these festivals too. So was hospitality always the direction you saw yourself going down, or was it something to pay the bills, to follow another path?
To be quite honest with you, it was something that essentially was going to pay the bills. I was studying. I was a musical theater nerd.
Ooh, don't be embarrassed. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I went to Circle and Square Theater School, and then I also have a big love for heavy metal, which I know is kind of like total opposite ends. So I was in a metal band, and I don't know, but the more time I spent behind the bar and the more time I spent in hospitality, the more a lot of places I worked were like family to me. And dysfunctional families, a lot of them, but I grew with it, and that will always be a place in my heart. I definitely fell in love with hospitality for sure.
It really is the best. There's no industry like it, and people don't understand the levels that go into it. What pre-shift meal is all about, what that shift drink feels like. It's those little things people do not understand. As you're coming in hungover for call time and trying to get yourself together, it's the best. It's the absolute best.
Same with festivals too.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I've worked several festivals, yours being included in it, and yours definitely beat you up. It's a tough festival to work.
Even I always say, we're like, wow, we just feel like we went through a hurricane because it is crazy.
A very spicy one.
Yeah,
but, that beer at the end of a festival is fantastic. That's a good beer.
Yes,
that's a really good beer.
Indeed.
So, how did you meet your husband? How did you guys start? How did you guys start dating?
Well, I'm going to make this in a shortened version because Steve always says, he's like, well, man, you tell people a book. So, but in short, you know, I knew Steve years before we started dating. He was in this like dirt rock band called Dirty Rig. And I saw him play one night, and it just so happened that we knew mutual friends and family. And, you know, I think after a couple months of dating, he was like, hey, I'm going to marry you. And then it happened, and we've been married for 13 going on 14 years.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
With two beautiful babies.
Thank you. Yeah.
They aren't really babies anymore, but they're still
No. Like making sure that my son can make a cameo right now.
Yes, that I love. We'll take that all day.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And your husband is the best. Completely awesome. It's I remember seeing him, I think it was last year's festival he came out, and he had the interview, and he's like, someone asked me about inclusion in hot sauce, and I don't even know what they were talking about.
We love all peppers.
It was so awesome. I remember talking to you guys about it and walking away, and like how funny it was hit me, and I literally just started laughing by myself. I'm like, I didn't really understand how amazing that really was until I walked away from the conversation.
Yeah. We don't even know half the stuff we're saying in the midst of like all the craziness and the festivals and hysteria until it all dies down and you come down from the tornado and you know what's going on, you know, for sure.
That's awesome. And he had an interesting path as well, right? He worked with a lot of bands. He was on the road a lot. Did you travel with him when he was traveling around with the bands?
Yeah. So Steve, he's been in the music industry for 20 plus years. He works with huge bands and has been in one. Luckily, you know, when we've been together, it hasn't been like months on end or anything like that, you know. So if he was away, it was like a week here and there. But I did get to go with him a few times, and that was fun. And, you know, there's a band called Pop Evil, so we got to go gamble in Jersey City, like, you know, fun stuff like that. But he definitely has hit some countries that are on my bucket list, like Sweden, you know, and France and, you know, things like that. So he's definitely seen the world for sure.
That's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where along the lines in those travels did hot sauce and metal start blending together?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a connection there. So it actually stemmed from that cookbook, Mashed Potatoes, which you can actually still look at online. And Mashed Potatoes is basically recipes from all of the different heavy metal artists that Steve has worked with throughout the years. So you would recognize some of them. And, you know, I think that what makes the New York City Hot Sauce Expo and High River unique is our love for heavy metal. It's just like, it's a way to put a personal stamp on it. Same with Booze and Infuse. Like, I want that to be a rock and roll competition. I want people to have fun, and I want them to know the dignity of the craft all at the same time. So I really look forward to the championship round at the expo, because it's like a Metallica concert there. It's awesome.
It really is awesome.
Yeah.
And having seen a lot of them now, it is so cool being on that stage and seeing what's going on.
It's fun,
and just seeing garnishes being thrown around, people are cheering. That is so much fun. And you nailed it, because it really is. In every borough, I've judged Manhattan and Brooklyn only, but speaking with other people, I know that the other boroughs are just as lively and just as fun. Everyone has that feel. And your grand prize is epic. It's a really big prize in terms of the cocktail competition world. So it is definitely a big,
Well, we want to reward people. And I have a huge, tremendous heart and passion for people in the bartending industry, just being in it for so many years. And, you know, again, it's all about bridging that gap between the things that I hold dear, which are hot sauce, heavy metal, and cocktails, you know. And I just, you know, and I think it's really important to include, again, bartenders from many different levels, because, you know, everybody needs to start somewhere. Everybody's got to get their feet wet. And there's a lot of hidden talent and people that just want to exercise their creativity.
Last year was a shining example of that, when you had two people from Bacardi Legacy come on in who were rock stars and made amazing drinks.
Yeah.
But you had the New York come on through. That was that was awesome, man. That was so awesome.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool to see Brugal 1888 on that stage too. Starting out with Bayou and then slowly working on in to Brugal. It was really fun. It was
People
really
miss
cool.
Brugal too. People were asking about it, and I think that also comes with the wave of different cocktail cultures and involving rum and things like that. So yeah, Brugal was such a cool aspect of the expo. Also because you have like such a nice high-end spirit and such a diverse crowd, and it was really great. And it's fun to also have Brugal for the Chihuahua beauty pageant. Like never have I seen people walk down a runway with their Chihuahuas and then they get a shot of Brugal. Like who gets to do that?
Laura, Matt, if you're watching, I love you, and that was the most fun that we've had, I think, at any activation ever.
It was great. Made sure they were all 21 and over, of course.
Of course, especially the puppies. We did not overserve any puppies.
You read my mind. You read my mind. Yes.
And I think I did that 2 or 3 years running, and people were like, "Wait, so out of all things on this, we're doing a dog beauty pageant?"
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Hot sauce. Yes, absolutely. Keep the show lively, man.
Yeah. Don't ask questions. The one that I'm picking is the dog beauty pageant. It's always my favorite one.
Yeah. People who have never been to our show, I want to make people understand like this is so unique, and it's not just tooting my own horn. Like this, it's a community. You know, what a great way to bring together two communities, because the hot sauce community is so eclectic and fun and loving, and so is the cocktail community as well.
Absolutely. And it's my favorite part is before and after the guys go on stage for the finals. And it's just like everyone's super nervous.
Yeah.
And you're just like, maybe let's have a shot. Yeah, we'll have a shot. And Craig from Duke Bourbon is always the first person to pour them. So thank you, Craig. Yeah. You had some good whiskey that time too. Yeah. But but it's great for when they're all done and everything is over with and they start getting after it. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. It's a great time.
And that festival has grown significantly over the past few years, right? And now you guys, was it always 2 days?
It was always 2 days. Back in 2013 was year one, and we were at the East River State Park in Brooklyn. So it's basically fully outdoors. And we knew we had something special when they weren't even allowing us to let anybody in. I mean, after like 3,000 people a day, you know, we were like, oh my God, you know, this is awesome. We have to, you know, move to a bigger space. And, you know, before I knew it, I was speaking with all different liquor and beer portfolios, all different types of sponsors. And, you know, now we have like this awesome VIP area that's kind of like trade show style, as you know, and multiple bars and the big stage. And it's really become, I feel, an event that's going to be iconic in our chili pepper world. And I think it's here to stay. I know it's here to stay for sure.
1,000%. You guys have such a strong following from not only everyone that does the cocktail stuff, but just people. I've never seen such a love for hot sauce. Like I like hot sauce. And I got your package, by the way. Thank you very much. Very excited.
Yeah.
Very, very excited for those. I'm going to play around with them a little later on. Yeah. But it's just it's so cool when the different people that come on by, like it's, you get like this super like petite little hipster girl that has like the one small tattoo. They're just like, oh, what's this? And like so inquisitive. And then you get Derek Prince just looking like a superstar rock star walking through, you know? And it's like,
I love Derek.
Yeah. And like, it's just so like, there's so many different levels and so many. I love it, and you have a very, very strong following. How do you, and like guys like Derek, guys like all those dudes from the Lower East Side bars, you get some big names to come on in and hang out with you guys and work the booths and do some PR for you. Yeah. Where do those come from? That just come from the relationships in the music world, from you with hospitality. How do you get the big names to follow along with you guys?
I think it comes from both, but really, we do have a partnership with Chris Santos of Chopped. So we worked on a barbecue sauce with him called the Rattler. So he always
thank you, because that's who I was trying to say and I couldn't think of his name. So thank you very much.
He loves the show. He loves to come and have his food. Like you said, I think that it's enjoyable for him to meet all these fans and friends and things like that. We work with Chris Caffrey from Trans-Siberian Orchestra on our Tears of the Sun sauce. So, you know, these are our recipes, and we like to, you know, partner with awesome, you know, rock.
Hold on 1 second. They're mowing my grass outside. I gotta lower my let me lower my window.
At least we get to check out your cool bar in the background. I'm just looking at all your great whiskeys and bourbons and ryes.
Hopefully it's not too heavy, and I have this little mic blocker thing, so hopefully the sound's not that bad. But I'm sorry, continue.
No, that was it.
Excellent.
You know, we've collaborated, and I just think through word of mouth, and you know, the expo is just such a fun show. We've had Sean from Hot Ones, and worked with him in the past as well, and you know, it's been awesome. We've had Ellie Krieger from the Food Network, and you know, it's awesome to see people of, you know, of that caliber walking in, and yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, I remember my first year walking around. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like you just see like so many. Yeah. And what you had, I think Nikki Simpson was there last year, the tattoo artist.
Yeah.
And she came up to the table. I'm like, oh my god, hi. She's like, do I know you? I'm like, no, I watch your show and I'm a big fan of yours. I mean, sorry. It's like starstruck. I was like, oh my god, like I was not expecting to see you there.
Yeah, it's cool. And sometimes I'm not, you know, people will point out people that are already there. I think there's a show, Orange is the New Black. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, Steve was telling me that there are cast members of that show there this past year, and we're just running around, so we don't know. But it was really.
I remember that too. People at our table spotted that person. I forgot who it was, but yeah, I remember. It's so cool, man. It's so perfectly.
And celebrities, you know.
Yeah, it's so perfectly Brooklyn without being obnoxious Brooklyn. You know, it's like it's perfect Brooklyn. It's like you don't have to. You don't have to try too hard to fit in there.
No, everyone is a pretentious show. We want anybody to come in, even if you've never really had hot sauce before, even if, you know, all you've had is Tabasco. Well, come on in so we can show you, you know, different variations of different sauces that you might like. And there are people who are new to it that, you know, might be worried about spice level, but we have 50 hot sauce vendors. So they have, you know, heavy duty, you know, hot sauces, and then they have milder hot sauces, and always flavor forward for sure is important.
It's cool. And it's the same way for the booze and infuse. And I mean, it feels like you were almost alienating just doing the Bloody Marys, but what made the change to booze and infuse? Why steer away from the Bloody Marys, and what made the change to embrace mixology as a whole?
I steered away from the Bloody Marys simply because I did feel it was limited. I love Bloody Marys. It's an iconic drink. There's so many cool variations, but not everybody likes to make them. And I just really wanted to open up the range. I mean, I think that sometimes people will think, okay, I want a spicy cocktail. I'm going to go for a Bloody Mary. I'm going to go for a Michelada. Okay. But there's so much more to that. There's like a whole world of cocktails that either pair well with spicy food or are spicy. And so not only did I want to open up the competition to all kinds of cocktails and spirit brands and, you know, and bartenders, but I also wanted to kind of showcase that at the expo. So there's a through line that all of the sponsors of Booze and Infuse are also sponsors at the expo. And you can also get a cocktail at the expo bars as well that goes along with the theme.
Yeah, and it's so cool, and I've taken part in quite a few things, but it's really cool being inside and seeing the different ways, like getting your product into the hands of such talented people. And for people that don't understand, it takes a lot to get into a cocktail competition. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a lot of prep, it's a lot of dedication, and a lot goes into it. And talk about humility, it's difficult. It's really difficult, and you got people that really put a lot on the line. They go in their pocket for their own cocktails, their own research and development, and come in there. Mm-hmm. And the ones that come through, even like when you're grading and you're judging, it's like, I saw what this person did here, and it's great, you know. And it's just it motivates you, and it's what people like me do, like what we want to see in this industry, right?
Yeah.
It's tough being in sales and just trying to like push the boxes and push everything. And for someone that embraces the story and wants to hear about it, like, oh, what? So, okay, you guys use sherry for Brugali Tini. Okay. And it's double oaked. How many years? And what style of stills? Like, these are awesome questions. And I'll answer that all day. And that's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And then when something comes across the judges table and they say that they use this specific type of hot sauce to implement the sherry and the rum, it's awesome. It's motivating, and it's
you know, that's why, you know, we don't you know, charge an entry fee for Booze and Infuse. We, you know, of course, you need to be, you know, and have some experience, but you know, I think also a value to doing a cocktail competition with preliminaries is a way for bartenders to network. So even if, you know, you're not winning it, you're still winning because you're getting to know brand new people, brand new industry people. You're networking. The brand is getting a chance to network and get to know different restaurants. I've seen many new cocktails from Booze and Infuse pop up on different restaurant menus, and that makes me so happy to see that, for sure.
It's the best.
Yeah. And
there's some wild stuff that comes out. People bring their own glassware. Things get lit on fire.
Yeah. Yes.
What was any of the cocktails that are being poured in those competitions anything like you were pouring in your 15 years as a bartender?
You know, I'm going to be honest. I think that I have worked in a lot of establishments that are mixology oriented, and I've worked in like your, you know, Boxers on West 4th and Barrow, you know, type of bars. And
so bars where you make money.
Yeah. You can say that too. You know, and I think that cocktails have evolved into these techniques that sometimes I've never seen before. So, you know, as far as the classics, yes, you know, I'm used to doing those, but all these new techniques and fermenting things and, you know, smoking and poof, you know, out comes this amazing cocktail. We didn't do things like that back in my day. So it is absolutely mind blowing to see that now. And I feel like a proud mama, and I love that it takes a lot to get out there and put your work on the line, you know, and that's also why we make it a blind taste test, because it's a tight community and I want people to know that this is truly, truly fair.
And it's from being on the judges table, it definitely is, and you take it seriously.
Yes.
And I do appreciate it. It's cool. It's very easy to be like, oh, my buddy's going, and just give them 10s across the board.
Yeah,
and you're not doing your buddy any favors, and you're not doing yourself any favors.
That would ruin the fun. I think that would ruin the fun. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I was kidding. I was confident of the style of bars that you run, and that's why I was asking if it was anything that you poured in the past. But no, but it's definitely it's two different styles, man. Burn and turn in Irish pubs where you're just slinging whiskey and beers. You make a lot of money, but it's blood money, and you're working till 4 or 5 a.m.
That's blood money. I have paid my dues, let me tell you.
And then the cocktail bartending, it's so difficult, man. You have to be a different type of machine to turn that out at such a high level, you know. And it's difficult, but it's a lot more romantic too. So, I mean, I love just pouring myself a glass of whiskey and having a beer at places, and I love getting super snobby and getting something that's super fancy as well. So I'm on both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, I've worked at some pop-up places. I worked for Michael Salakis had a restaurant, and so we did like a lot of crafted cocktails there, and when it was around the Garden of Ono at the Gansevoort. So, but again, I think with Booze and Infuse, people, they want that to be a $5,000 cocktail. It has to be. So they are going to pull out all the stops, and I just love seeing the innovation that goes into it.
Yeah, I think someone stole something from Chopped as well, definitely. But I remember the guy that always brings the rubber chicken.
Oh yes. Oh, are you talking about? Wait, are you talking about at the expo?
Yes.
Oh, that's Chip Hearn. He's a very unique, awesome individual. And he owns a very large hot sauce distribution company in Delaware.
He's a rock star.
He's a rock star. He will chat all day long. It's awesome.
But he was the first one to call it out. He went, "No, it's a good cocktail. Is it a $5,000 cocktail?"
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, "Okay, Mark Murphy, I see you." Like, it's just he straight out stole from Chop, but I appreciated it. Yeah. And he put it out there. It's good stuff, man. So, I mean, obviously, so how many festivals have you thrown or organized completely in the last, since 2013? How many would you say?
Oh, okay.
3 or 4 a year?
Like, so I would say we've done like 18 to 20. We did do, we're going on year 5 in Portland, Oregon. We did 2 years in Chicago. New York is 8. We did do a pop-up one in Arizona. We did California for a few years. So yeah, like up to like 20. I mean, off the top of my head. Yeah, it's a lot. Plus the Taco Festival's been going on for 5 years, so it's a lot.
And that one has the Lucha Libre, which I'm really jealous about. Yeah. Involved in.
Taco Festival rules. We have Lucha Libre, live music. It's all outdoors at the Sussex County Fairgrounds. And we also have a petting zoo in the middle of the Taco Festival. It's really fun. Lots of tequila. And we do a margarita mix down on stage. So we take the finalists of the margarita mix down. We bring them into the Booze and Infused Championship. Awesome. So there's always a through line. And now the Taco Festival will actually take place on the same weekend as the expo. But, you know, hey, you can festival hop. So there you go. Absolutely.
I don't mind doing that either. Yeah. That's super fun.
Yeah. It's a blast.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would, if there's any way and you need somebody, I would love to be an addition and compete in the Lucha Libre at this year's festival.
I will call.
Someone could body slam me. Someone could put me through a table. Let's do it. I got plenty of masks too. My wife wants me to get rid of them, so let's put these to work.
You might like to know that some of the wrestlers dress up like hot dogs and tacos and bananas. They have some really fun costumes.
See, other people are like, "Oh, that's crazy," but that's a face of excitement. Yeah. And oh my God, I need to see this. I need to get involved.
I will send you some pictures. We actually have, if you go on YouTube and you go to High River Sauces, I believe you will find a couple of recap videos of some of our shows, which will include the New Jersey Taco Festival. As a matter of fact, if you go to year 1, you'll see me like 8 months pregnant with Liam.
That's excellent.
I'm a crazy person. Yeah.
I remember you guys had the dude from El Jimador one year when I was with Bayou, and I just saw the picture because it came up on Facebook Memories, and the guy was a complete house, and it's me with the Bayou flag up in his face like this, and him staring down on me. It's fantastic. Now, unfortunately, nothing gets me more excited than pro wrestling.
You can go bowling with my husband. He likes
just what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with all those, I have 2 questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite year that you've done? The favorite whole year, like collective festivals, and the #1 best festival that you remember.
Holy cramoly. Okay. Well, I think that this past year in 2019 was the best year for our festivals. When we went to Chicago, you could tell that festival was ready to pop. Of course, there was sort of like a tornado that dismantled it towards the end. That's a long story. Like
towards the end is the key word there.
Yeah. Portland, Oregon is one of my favorite cities to go to, and it's like a mini New York City. Actually, it is like a New York City Hot Sauce Expo of the West Coast. It is absolutely amazing there. We have such a cool space. And the Taco Festival popped. Like, this was our year. I mean, not this year, sadly, 2020, no. But 2019 was a really awesome year. I loved it. It was great to see all of our shows come to life.
Let's just cancel the year 2020. It hasn't been a good one.
Meme? It's called a meme, right?
Yes.
Calling a meme, and Steve's like, "What? It's a meme." It's a meme. I saw this meme from Back to the Future, hence I can date myself again, where it's like it's Michael J. Fox and he's getting into the DeLorean, and then it's like, I forgot the professor. Is it professor, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, make sure you don't hit the year 2020.
The DeLorean might explode. You got to be careful.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
And what's your favorite single event out of all 19, 20, whatever you've done? Your favorite festival?
New York City Hot Sauce Expo. That's the home for us.
Is there a specific year that was the best?
I really loved this past year. I feel like that's when Booze and Infused really took off. We had record-breaking attendance. We had 5,000 people on Saturday at a little. So, I mean, that was like.
I had to run to the CVS on the block to get more sample cups. I remember that.
I know.
We got our asses kicked in that day.
It was nuts. I loved that, and because I feel like, you know, Steve and I each year it just runs smoother and smoother and smoother, and we're just more in sync with it, and you know, it's a different experience to work with your spouse. So you just have to make sure that you work really well as a team.
Absolutely. And you guys are seamless, or at least you're good actors, because you guys, guys put on a good
no, we've been, thank you. It's taken a lot of work, and, you know, there are times when, you know, we get panicked, but it all has seemed to work out in the end, each time we do it. So it's exciting, and, you know, you feel a great sense of accomplishment after it's done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of feeling panicked, I think that there should be a live stream coming from the little hallway at the Expo Center near the bathrooms, because I have seen, and I had like mini panic attacks, the most wild occurrences there. People like throwing milk into their eyes, fluids coming out of every possible part of a body. People crying, people on defibrillators. That stuff, like, why do these people know what they're getting themselves into?
I think, well, first of all, one thing that everybody should know, you cannot die from eating a chili pepper. You're not going to die. You might get really sick, and even men might feel like they have menstrual cramps. So if you want to know how a woman feels, go ahead and eat those Reapers. You know, I think that most people know what they're getting themselves into. We do have a waiver that they sign that explains to them, you know, and those that think they're, you know, too cool for school and they're like, yeah, I have to do this. Those are normally the people that go down, you know, they just go down. But
and they big tree fall hard. I've seen some big people go down.
It's a thrill ride, though. It's a thrill ride. It's like I consider the eating challenges that happen at the expo extreme sports almost, you know? It's like, they're like the most extreme thing. Like, yes, I get it. Like Nathan's has, you know, like the hot dog eating challenge, which I have trouble watching because it's a lot. It's a lot with the hot dog.
I do too, because I don't understand how they're eating those hot dogs without mustard and sauerkraut.
I can't even do it. Yeah.
I'd be the only person to ask for condiments at the hot dog eating contest.
I would slip down farther.
Can I get the onions? Can I?
Oh God, I know. It's like, okay, I get it. You know, they're eating like an unhuman like amount of hot dogs, but when you come to the expo, if you're gonna enter an eating challenge, you better be prepared to call your loved ones. Just be like, hey, I'm not gonna make it anywhere till you know, for like the next day or two.
I remember this dude. He had like 4 things of milk around him. His shirt was off. His skin was like purple, and he was crying. He's like, "Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that?"
Yeah, masochistic, man.
And I'm that guy like this with his phone, like trying to catch it.
I don't like to go backstage after the Reaper. Thank God there's a reason why it's last.
Yeah.
On Sunday, because I don't want to go back there after that. And but you know, they know, and we have EMTs on site, and there are like tricks, I guess, that I've been told about eating reapers. If you go to Ed Curry from Pucker Butt, he will definitely coach you along, Ed, if you're watching, on reapers, how you shouldn't swallow them whole. You should actually chew them, all this crazy stuff.
I'm intrigued by that. Okay.
Eat a banana, stick of butter, you know, before you do it.
Oh, Jesus.
Some olive oil.
I've watched so many of them. I would never, ever get involved in one of those, man. It is extremely, extremely aggressive. But shout out to all those guys. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of watching this stuff.
Lindsay Eshelman and I actually, there's a video floating around somewhere of us trying reapers. It's like small pieces, and it was like instant crying. Drunken reaper crying. You really do get a rush from them. You really do get, like, it's crazy.
So is that the hottest pepper that you've seen, those reaper peppers?
Currently, the Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper in the world, but now Ed Curry has released a pepper called Pepper X.
Ooh.
To my knowledge, I don't know many people who have had it, but yeah, I think he's going to be bringing out those big guns quite soon. I don't even want to know. I think people will melt as soon as they eat it.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see that one.
Yeah. I don't think you want to miss that one.
Who makes the most potent hot sauce right now?
Well, you know, that's a big trend. You know, a lot of companies, including ours, are very flavor forward, but you have to have, excuse me, I'm not sick, I swear. I just swallowed wrong.
We're social distance. It's all good.
But there's a lot of companies that want to make, you know, super hots, we call them. And we have our Thunder Juice, and we have our Foo Foo Mama Chew. And so there's a lot of different companies that make super potent hot sauces. So if you go in the New York City Hot Sauce Expo, you'll find them. There have been festivals that make like a death row, so to speak, and they just put like all these companies that specialize in, you know, powders and tinctures and things like that.
Aggressive. It's so crazy.
People like it.
I had a few. I didn't quite end up like Homeboy with his shirt off crying, asking why I did it.
I gotta find out who that is.
Yeah, but I definitely felt that way a few times with some of the hot sauces that I see, because I always take a nice little lap, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And boy, there's some potent ones. But I got a bacon jam one year, and I forgot where that was from. That was one of the best things I ever had.
Okay, yeah.
In my life. That was solid. I've got some great barbecue sauces there. It's not just hot sauce. It's their salsa. It's awesome.
I'm so glad. Yeah, there's so many cool items that, and actually, I want a little nod to my friends at Bravado Hot Sauce. They actually came out with
what is it? The mango one?
They did pineapple jalapeno.
That's the one.
Mix.
The pineapple jalapeno. Oh, I'm obsessed.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I know mixes aren't your first choice all the time, but it's really great. And they did a grapefruit mix as well, which I think goes great with bourbons. And shout out to those guys. They really love it. And they actually sponsored our Portland event, and you will see them as well at the Hot Sauce Expo.
I love those guys. I have almost every one of their hot sauces I have.
They're awesome. They're party guys. They're fun.
That's cool. That's great. That's the one brand that I ordered after the festival. So I got it. I got a few bottles there, went through them, and I reordered it. That's really cool to know that they're good guys. I like that.
Yeah, they're really sweet. Yeah. As are all the hot sauce companies.
I'm sure. Honestly, it's been 4, maybe even 5 festivals that I've attended, 3 or 4 that I worked. Never met a bad person.
No, everybody's nice. Everybody, you know.
I remember that one year, I think it might have been 3 years ago, there was a fist fight in the VIP area. Like just one dude. No, but it wasn't a fight. It was like this guy just came up and hit the dude, and they left. And I told security, and security was on top of it. They were friends. and they were outside hanging out. And I was like, I thought that was a fight. Like, I got so scared. I was like, no, they were friends. They were hugging and laughing out front. I was like, oh, that's our thing. That's how we say hello. I was like, see, still no assholes. No bad people.
Not see that. I had no idea.
I was literally, I was nervous, like something bad was happening, but no, it was a sign of love for that group.
You provide a very safe environment.
1,000%. And so I was going to say, I thought there was one bad person. Yeah. No bad people.
No, we're good. We're good.
And we follow all state liquor laws of serving, but people can get a little banged up outside. You never know who's coming to your table. Mm-hmm. Never seen a person overly intoxicated. Never seen people acting stupid. Everyone's always respectful.
Maybe as in trying way too many hot sauces all at once.
That person's stupid. I respect you're stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. You know, we've got a really well-trained staff of bartenders who serve the drinks, and we've got our sponsors are always great. It's important to us to keep into communication with them. We've got over 25 security personnel that are around the event. So, yeah.
And the great Avi Byrne making it all happen for the booze. So that's
yes, we are definitely partners with him for some liquor licensing. And Avi's a great guy. I've known him for a long time.
Cool cat. I remember I went on an account visit with Eric Wilson. And we went to Avi's place. Mm-hmm. And I had known him from the festival and from other places, but he was wearing a Benji and Jake shirt.
Wait, am I out of
it's a pizzeria. It's an obscure pizzeria from Whiteley in Bethel.
Okay.
So that's where my parents live now.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, Benji from White Lake? And he's like, yeah, I go up there all the time. And we just had a bro down about Bethel, about that surrounding area, about him riding motorcycles. And the account visit lasted like 35, 40 minutes. And I was like, oh, I'm here to sell you whiskey.
He's a cool guy. Yeah, he's a good dude too.
And I hope that I remember Matt Schlissel and Eric Wilson from Empire looking at each other like, what's happening? It was aces, man. Yeah. But it's crazy that you're coming off of your best year possible, and this happens. This crazy mayhem. How affected were you guys by what's going
on? Let me give you this analogy here. I'm going to be very transparent right now. We are in a ship, and there's holes in the ship, and there's water coming in, and we're trying to plug up the holes so that we don't sink. And Steve and I work so hard every day for these festivals. It takes countless hours, minutes, what have you, to put these festivals together. It is blood, sweat, and tears all the time. And so we've worked really hard. And unfortunately, we had to cancel our Chicago show first. We're hoping that will be the only show that we cancel. We are 100%. As far as I'm concerned, we're moving forward with our other expos. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make these festivals work. And I think that our vendors and our sponsors have been super supportive, and our fans as well.
Excellent. And how do we support when they come back? Just outside from a supplier or sponsor, from the normal consumer, somebody that's watching this, just buying tickets, getting word of mouth. How do we get you guys the most support possible to get you guys back up and running?
That. Yeah, definitely coming to the show and, supporting all these vendors and supporting, visiting the sponsors and engaging with the vendors and the sponsors is great. And, I appreciate every single person that buys a ticket to our show is very important to me. And we want to make sure that, we really create the best. I'm like watching to make sure that my son doesn't pop out the cameo, and it's like, ah! Everybody's super important to me. Oh, he's shutting it. Okay, good. Sorry.
Excellent.
Hence mom life.
I was going to say, I forgot to mention your last title, which was Super Mom. And those peripherals are crazy, man. That's a Super Mom peripheral. I respect that, kid.
I can't. It's crazy. Yeah. So we, we appreciate every single person that buys a ticket, every single person that um, buys a bottle of hot sauce. I value every bartender that goes and competes in Booze and Infuse, even if they're saying, "Hey, thank you for this opportunity." I say thank you for doing this too. So it's really important. And I hope that people do come because it's such a great show and it's such a great experience. And we know we've been very briefed on safety and how to reopen in a safe way.
And what is that looking like? Like, what's a future festival going to look like for someone that's going to go out there?
Well, it really depends. It might depend on the location and the state, but as far as I can say now, we've been briefed on the Event Alliance Association, and there's a lot of strong suggestions. So it will involve making sure that the venue will sanitize. We could conceivably, we're looking at doing sessions, which I think could be a great answer. Masks are definitely going to be a part of it. I think we can still have a awesome rockin' time, and you can get a chili pepper mask, whatever you need to do. We are 100% on board to do our part, and we hope that the patrons will do their part. And I think by people just using common sense and being respectful, we can have a great show. I think it's time to have some joy and have
1,000%.
Yeah.
I want to give people hugs. I want to be around people. I want to be talking to someone, not through a computer or a phone. So I think that is something that is extremely necessary. And the love that is exuded from your festivals is much needed.
Oh, thank you.
Love cures all. So everything that's going on, anyone that comes into your festival will feel that love, and everyone can get together over their love of hot sauce, over tacos,
and have hot sauce. And who doesn't want to watch somebody lighting themselves up with hot sauce and peppers on stage? It's fun.
Exactly. And if that's not your thing, just think about the poor dude crying, saying, "Why'd I do this?" It's so much fun. I literally spend like at least an hour every festival just like, look at these people. What are they doing? It's fun. Go get involved.
Yeah, it is super fun. It's not to be missed. And you get to, explore hot sauces in a way that you never knew was possible. There's so many out there. It's a huge market, and every company that comes and vends, they are so proud of their products. And we've got local brands. We've got brands from all over the country and internationally as well.
And it's so cool to talk to these dudes and hear the stories behind it. I love going. Try to go up to every single table and just talk with those guys, because you get a full lesson.
Yeah.
On flavor, on pairings, it's super cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And speaking of exploring, do you think that either Pepper X or the Reaper could possibly be one of the cures for COVID? Because I've seen it knock out a lot of other things.
I'm going to say this. And I think that the Carolina Reaper basically pillages anything in its path. Disclaimer, I'm not saying to eat peppers to cure coronavirus. No, I'm not saying that.
She's saying put it in your eye. It's a good thing to just crumble it up and try to get it in your eye. That's what she's saying, guys.
Oh, man. Take some badass spray with that, yeah. But it definitely will burn your damn insides out, that's for sure. But when used wisely, could make a super awesome potent hot sauce. So, I was asking my friend Ed Curry, who makes that pepper, today about it, and he's like, hey, you never know. So anything's possible.
Get on an Ed and send a check my way if it happens, okay? Because I put it out in the world. So
you're like, I need the check. I'm like, here's my disclaimer. Yeah.
That's fantastic, man. No, it's really funny. And is there anything that you guys have ever explored about possibly doing virtually, like what we're doing? Like, could there be a virtual festival, or is it just not even worth exploring?
No, this is like, I wish there was, but honestly, this is a really experiential time. You know, it's a time to try new things and experience it. And so, yeah, unfortunately not, but I'm really optimistic that this will happen. We will have our festival. It's going to be awesome. Maybe there'll be some changes, but you know, whatever it takes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, whatever you, like you said, you put on a pretty pepper mask and you get involved.
Absolutely. You do what you got to do. I think that people are going to have a blast no matter what. And where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You could also get your, it's not launched yet, but your new quarantine cocktails mask, which will be coming onto the site in a few days.
You hear that, folks? I gotta get me one of those. Hey.
Cheap plug. So go ahead to merchrebelspirits.club. Check those out.
That's a good plug. Yes.
Shameless plug.
No. We didn't get into the mask game, but we got, got our hot sauce and our hats and these, like, let me make some beer koozies. Can
never have enough koozies. I'm all about the koozie life. Yeah. I drive my wife nuts with it, but I'm all about the koozie life.
I'll have to find some. I got some like vintagey High River ones. I'll have to look for those.
Awesome. And where else could people find you guys? High River Hot Sauces on Instagram. New York. Is there a handle for the New York City Hot Sauce Expo in social media?
On Instagram, it's at High River Sauces. And then we could do, you can find the New York City Hot Sauce Expo on Facebook as well, NYC Hot Sauce Expo. You can go to www.nychotsauceexpo.com and highriversauces.com as well. So we're everywhere. And
Excellent.
at Infused and on Instagram.
Of course.
Yes.
That's my favorite one.
Yes.
And anything else that you have lined up in the future that we can keep our eye out for or grab our tickets for?
Yeah, aside from the New York, New Jersey in September, we are doing our North Carolina Hot Sauce Expo in October. We're just finalizing some of the details. It'll be an outdoor event in Charlotte, and I think that that's going to be a really cool festival. It's a great market for hot sauce and spicy food,
and for hospitality and restaurants and food.
Yes. I have some family that lives down there, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be great.
I love good old Southern cooking, and somebody put it down to me like
you're gonna have to take a field trip.
Might have to squeeze that one out. The baby has to see North Carolina, so she's not here yet, but she has to see North Carolina. We'll make it happen.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I'm terrified. It's gonna be a fun ride though.
It's all gonna be fine. It's all gonna kick in. Emma, when my daughter was born, we took her to many a hot sauce festival when we were vending hot sauce, and now she just takes charge. She's like the head girl in charge now.
That way, I like it.
Yeah.
We were just talking, so we're big country music fans. It's not quite metal, but I still love my metal as well.
Yeah,
I'll throw some Slayer on. I'll throw some. I'm all about it. But Kenny Chesney is our guy, and he just showed that he's not canceling his concert. He's postponing it. So our daughter is due August 17th. We had tickets for I think the 14th and the 21st. So we were going to go to Massachusetts, to Foxborough with our good friend Courtney, see him in Boston. We were also going to see him in New York. So 2 different weekends.
Yeah.
So we had to miss it this year, obviously, because our daughter was being born, but now we don't. And now our daughter will be 1, and we're going to get her big old headphones like this, and she's going to rock out with Kenny Chesney with us.
It's going to be awesome. She's going to have a great time. You're going to show her pictures when she's older. It's going to be cool.
I wanted to document all the stuff that I've been doing in the apartment. And let me ask this. Did Steve lose his mind building a crib? Because that was almost my breaking point.
He didn't build the crib, but he did put together a few baby items. And I think that I lose my mind putting together some of that stuff. I don't get it. It's ridiculous.
I got so frustrated last night. There was because Ashley is the sweetest human in the world, and there's never been a happier person pregnant. And she is so happy being pregnant. She looks so beautiful with her belly.
Gorgeous. Ashley, beautiful wherever you are. She's
killing it. Yeah, she's killing it.
Yeah, she is.
And she's being so sweet. And I've been postponing the crib because I wanted to enjoy it.
Right.
So I had a good day at work yesterday. I had all my stuff prepped up for tonight and the rest of our lives that we have coming up. I was like, let's do the crib. This is going to be great. There was a piece that you had to put in where the screw would screw into it.
Right.
Half hour.
Oh my God.
They didn't give enough. So like I can't do it because I'm on my back. I'm laying down. I'm a big kid. So all right, I have this little crib and I'm on the floor. My dog is like trying to climb over me.
Oh.
Ashley's being super sweet and reading the instructions out to me. And all I'm thinking about is don't break the window because you just moved into this place as you throw the crib straight out the window.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pain in the ass, man.
Oh my God. And my buddy Rob was the best one because I posted on Instagram. He's like, wait till you have to lower it. I was like, come on, man. I just got through with it.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was a hell of a time putting that crib together, man.
You know what? I am pretty convinced that these manufacturers of baby products, it's like some of them must be sadistic. Like they just want you to just go crazy.
Yeah.
When you're trying to put it together.
It's like every single person in IKEA is like, let's see them try to figure this one out. Just throw all these things in a bag.
So true. It's so true. Wait till you get to toys too. I'm telling you. It's all crazy.
It's so funny. We were looking around. It's like, oh, this could be Harlan's playroom. It's like, well, I'm pretty sure the whole house is going to be Harlan's playroom.
Yeah,
so,
it will be.
Sorry, I said I'm not supposed to say her name. Our daughter's playroom. Ashley's going to stab me for that. Mike slip. Whoops.
Oh boy.
So to close, what's the mission statement that you have for your festivals, and what do you want people to take away from them?
Our mission statement, I was talking about this with Steve. It's like, have fun and eat boatloads of hot sauce, drink tons of craft beer and cocktails, and just like, just enjoy it in every way possible. I mean, that's the number one thing about festivals is to have fun. I want people when they leave our event to be, I hate my computer. See, I gotta shut that off. Bloopers. Yes. I really want people, when someone leaves a High River Sauces event, I want them to say to themselves, wow, this is one of the best festivals I've ever been to. How much fun is that? I'm going again next year. That's what I want people to take away from it, that they never thought that they could experience such a fun and crazy and innovative event that has, many different aspects to it.
That's a good takeaway.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. It's, I think that's something that is, keeps people coming back is, it's not a pretentious event. It's a fun event. People, they go to food festivals. They want to party. They want to have fun, I think that's super important.
Even working my boots and even getting beat up, I've always had a good time at your festivals. And anyone that's watching that has never gone, I highly recommend them. It is so much fun. Get involved. If you don't like hot sauce, you will find one that you will like. I promise you.
Yes. Yes, you will, for sure.
And you'll meet some awesome people as well. And I love the metalheads. I love the music selection. I love everything about it.
There's a lot of heavy stuff going on there. You got your Pantera, your Lamb of God, your Slayer. Yeah, it's all the best.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But Lisa, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate you coming on and having a chat. And yeah, man, I look forward to coming on to your festivals and having a good time. Anything that we could possibly do for you here, community-wise, we're involved. I am always down to judge. Please, always include me.
You always will be. Trust me. You will always be one of our resident judges.
I appreciate it. Anything else that you want to get out before we close up shop?
Oh, thank you so much for having me on Quarantine Cocktails. I've seen you do this show from the beginning. I think it's awesome. Thank you for being such an awesome friend. And thank you so much to everybody who supports High River Sauces and our expos. And don't worry, guys, we're coming and we're here to stay.
Awesome. And Ashley Vulo, who I actually went to college with, just said, that's my neighbor and hi.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
He's awesome. Hi, Ashley. I could like see her backyard.
That's hysterical. Small world, man. Look at that.
That is awesome.
Small world.
I'll go ring her bell later.
Super cool. So send her my love. Tell her I say what's up.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, look at that. Yeah. That's so funny, man. That's so funny.
But, well, Tommy, thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely, man. We could have these chats for hours. So we got to cut it off at some point. But
I know we got to cut it off. But yeah, hopefully we will be seeing you soon for sure.
Absolutely. Lots of hugs. You'll be getting a nice little care package from us soon. Thank you for my hot sauces, and look forward to giving you and Steve some big hugs when I see you guys next.
Thank you. See you soon. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.